Hello, everybody. Welcome to Storytime.
The Little Mermaid by Michael Teitelbaum.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl Shella, PROMOSTK, ASMR Sounds, where we are having story time. So, yeah, come closer, let's do story time. This one is about The Little Mermaid. Does anybody remember the Walt Disney's Little Mermaid? This is an old book. My kids used to read this book. The Little Mermaid. It was adapted by Michael Teitelbaum. King Triton, the great sea king, had many daughters who loved the undersea world in which they lived. But Triton's youngest daughter, Ariel, dreamed of the world above the water's surface, the world of humans. Although her father warned her never to go there, Ariel disobeyed him and went up to the surface quite often. Ariel and her friend Flounder liked to visit Scuttle, the seagull. Scuttle told them all about the human objects that Ariel discovered at the bottom of the sea. One day, Triton found out that Ariel had been making trips to the surface, and the Sea King grew very angry. He was worried about his daughter's safety, and so he asked his trusted friend Sebastian the Crab to keep an eye on Ariel. A few days later, after Ariel noticed a ship sailing away up the surface of the water, "Humans," said Ariel, swimming quickly toward the ship. "Oh no," cried Sebastian as he and the Flounder swam after her. "Here she goes again." When Ariel came up above the water, she saw a huge ship filled with sailors who were singing and dancing. Ariel's eyes lit up when she spotted the sailor the others called Prince Eric. It was love at first sight. Suddenly, the sky darkened. Heavy rain began to fall, and lightning split the sky. Prince Eric's ship was no match for the terrible storm. The ship was tossed on the waves, and the prince was thrown overboard. "I've got to save him," Ariel shouted. She grabbed the drowning prince and swam to shore, pulling him up onto the beach. Prince Eric did not stir as Ariel gently touched his face and sang him a beautiful love song. Soon Ariel heard the prince's crew searching for him. She did not want to be seen by the humans, so she kissed the prince and dived back into the sea. Prince Eric awoke to find Sir Grimsley, his loyal steward, at his side. "What happened?" asked Sir Grimsley, happy that Eric was alive. "It was a girl," said the prince, who still looked a little dazed. "A beautiful girl saved me, and then sang in the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. I want to find that girl. I want to marry her." Prince Eric, too, had fallen in love. King Triton was furious when he discovered that Ariel had fallen in love with a human. He rushed to the cave where Ariel kept her collection of human treasures. The little mermaid tried to reason with her father. "Daddy, I love him," she cried. "I want to be with him. He's a human, a flesh eater." Triton shouted, "No!" He raised his magic trident and fired bolts of energy around the cave, destroying all of Ariel's human treasures. Then the mighty Sea King left. Ariel buried her face in her hands and began to cry. Meanwhile, not far away, evil forces were at work in the undersea kingdom. Ursula, the sea witch, who used to rule the kingdom before Triton, was looking for a way to take over. She could see Ariel crying through her crystal ball, and an idea came to her. I can get to the Sea King through his daughter, she realized. Ursula sent her slimy eel servants, Flotsam and Jetsam, to Ariel's cave. There they convinced the little mermaid that Ursula could help her to get her beloved prince. Ariel was so upset that she ignored Sebastian's warnings and swam off with Flotsam and Jetsam to meet with the sea witch. I have a deal for you, my sweet child, began Ursula when Ariel had entered the witch's lair. A deal? Asked Ariel innocently. A deal? Yes, said the witch. I will make you a human for 3 days, and you will go to the prince. If you can get him to kiss you before the sun goes down on the 3rd day, you will stay with him forever as a human. If he does not kiss you, then you will turn back into a mermaid, and you will be my prisoner. The prince for my services, the witch continued, is your voice. The price for my services, the witch continued, is your voice. My voice? Asked Ariel in shock. I won't be able to talk or sing. How will I get the prince to fall in love with me? You'll still have your pretty face, replied Ursula. After Ariel agreed to Ursula's deal, the sea witch cast a magic spell and an amazing change took over, and Ariel lost her tail, she grew legs, and became a human. At the same time, her voice fell from her body and was captured by a seashell. When she went in search of the prince, Ariel was helped ashore by her friends. She tried to speak to them, but no sound came at all. A short while later, Ariel saw Prince Eric, who had been lovesick for her ever since he had heard her sing. At first, the prince thought he recognized Ariel as the girl who had rescued him, but when he learned that she couldn't speak, he knew he was wrong. Prince Eric felt sorry for Ariel, who needed clothes, a bath, a good meal, and so he took her back to his palace. Over the next 2 days, Prince Eric grew to like Ariel, but he still dreamed of the girl with the beautiful voice. During a romantic boat ride, Eric was about to kiss Ariel when Flotsam and Jetsam overturned the boat. That was too close for comfort, said Ursula, who was watching in her crystal ball. I'll have to take matters into my own hands. Then the sea witch drank a magic potion and changed into a beautiful young maiden. On the morning of the 3rd day, there was great excitement throughout the kingdom. Prince Eric was going to marry a young maiden he had just met. Unfortunately for Ariel, Eric had been put under a spell. Ursula, disguised as the maiden, had used Ariel's voice, which she carried in the seashell around her neck. Eric now believed that the maiden was the same girl who had saved him from the shipwreck. Poor Ariel was heartbroken. The wedding ceremony was to take place on Prince Eric's new boat. Scuttle the seagull flew over the boat just as the bride passed in front of a mirror. Her reflection was that of a sea witch. Scuttle realized that the prince was being tricked, and he rushed off to explain it to Ariel and the rest of his friends. Sebastian quickly formed a plan. Flounder helped Ariel get out to Eric's ship. The Scuttle arranged for some of his seagull friends to stall the wedding. I'm going to tell Triton about this, said Sebastian. Prince Eric and the maiden were about to be married when a flock of seagulls, led by Scuttle, swooped down at the bride, who screamed in the sea witch's voice. Ariel climbed on board just as Scuttle knocked the seashell containing Ariel's voice from around the maiden's neck. The shell shattered and Ariel's voice returned to her. Oh, Eric, I love you, said Ariel. It was you all along, said Prince Eric. The sun disappeared over the horizon just as they were about to kiss. Ariel's 3 days were up. Immediately she changed back into a mermaid, while the maiden changed back into the sea witch. Ursula grabbed Ariel and dived off the ship. Thanks to Sebastian's warning, Triton was waiting for them at Ursula's lair. I'll let your daughter go in exchange for you, cried Ursula. Triton agreed, and he became Ursula's prisoner. She now had his magic trident and control over the undersea kingdom. All of a sudden, a harpoon struck Ursula in the shoulder. Prince Eric had come to rescue Ariel, who swam to the surface with him. But Ursula followed close behind them, and she grew bigger and bigger with anger until she rose out of the water. Prince Eric swam to his ship and climbed on board. He grabbed the wheel and turned the ship toward Ursula. Just as the sea witch was about to fire a deadly bolt at Ariel from the trident, the prince's ship slammed into Ursula and destroyed the evil witch. Now that the witch was dead, Trident was freed. He rose from the sea with his trident back in his hand. He could see Ariel watching Prince Eric, who was lying on the shore unconscious. Now that the witch was dead, Triton was freed. He rose from the sea with his trident back in hand. He could see Ariel watching Prince Eric, who was lying on the shore unconscious. She really does love him, doesn't she? Asked the Sea King. Sebastian, who was nearby, nodded. I'm going to miss her, Triton added. Then he raised his trident and shot a magic bolt at Ariel's tail. The little mermaid's tail disappeared, and once again she had legs. Ariel was now a human. Prince Eric awoke in time to see his beloved Ariel running onto the shore. He kissed her, and soon they were married. After the wedding, Prince Eric and Ariel sailed off together into the sunset to live happily ever after. Thank you guys for the story time. The Little Mermaid. Beautiful story. Beautiful story. She got her legs and she got her prince. Please come back again and listen to story time. PromoSTK ASMR sounds, where we do story time. Thank you guys. See you back soon. To the next video. Let me know what book you wanted me to read. Love you. Bye.